The history of humankind is inextricably linked to the history of mining. Copper, iron, salt and silver have been extracted from the earth by people for thousands of years and have contributed to the rise of cultures and societal progress. Industrialization and technological progress would not have been possible without mining. Mineral resources have made people, companies and entire regions wealthy, and mining was an important employer for a long time. But mining can be tough and dangerous. Collapses, floods and explosions cost many lives every year. Mining also damages the environment. Vegetation is cleared, rivers and groundwater are polluted and entire ecosystems get destroyed to make way for mines. As a result, social acceptance for mining has fallen throughout Europe over recent decades and new mines are rarely opened. But this does not solve the problem, because Europe imports minerals on a large scale from countries with lower social and environmental standards. This trend is set to continue, because Europe's demand for resources such as copper, cobalt, nickel and lithium are rising continuously. They are needed for electronic products, from mobile phones to e-bikes, wind turbines and electric cars. The switch from combustion engines to electric motors, which is urgently needed to mitigate climate change, requires electronics, charging stations and batteries, and therefore minerals that are hardly mined in Europe. Europe is therefore dependent on imports that are not always secured. This has been clearly demonstrated by the supply chain disruptions associated with the COVID pandemic. Europe needs responsible and sustainable extraction. This is the only way to guarantee high social and environmental standards and at the same time reduce dependency on imports. This is exactly where SUMEX, the EU project I am leading, starts. Since the end of 2020, I've been working with 10 major organizations, including universities, companies and public administration. Our first step is to investigate projects across Europe, whether EU-funded, national or industrial, that deal with aspects of responsible and sustainable extraction. For the first time, a dataset of several hundred projects will be collected and we will show what is already possible today. Then, we will analyze the collected projects using a standardized catalog. We cover 5 focus areas. Permitting. In other words, the granting of extraction licenses. Land use planning, how mining and other forms of land use interact with each other. Health and safety, here we address how to avoid risks to workers and local communities. Reporting, which is about how the impacts and risks of extraction activities become transparent. And social and environmental impact assessments, which help to identify and reduce risks and impacts on people and the environment. On this basis, we will identify how narrow or deep the impulses for a transformation towards sustainable and responsible extraction practices in Europe are. Following this approach, we will select and describe good practice cases that can easily be replicated in other locations. By demonstrating sound, responsible and sustainable extraction practices, the SUMEX project creates a scheme of reference for governments, administrations and approval procedures. Through targeted dissemination, networking and community building, SUMEX contributes to the transformation of the entire extraction sector in Europe. For industry, this brings two advantages. EU-wide transparency on good practices shows which requirements can be expected in future licensing procedures. At the same time, social acceptance of new projects and the extraction sector in general will be increased. Citizens in Europe benefit from SUMEX as the project helps to ensure that sustainability and responsibility are practiced in the extractive sectors, that problems are no longer shifted to developing countries, and that Europe's dependency on imports is reduced. We are constantly discovering new examples of how extraction can be practiced in an innovative and responsible way. If you would like to be part of the change too, or you are interested in our project results, please visit our website at sumexproject.eu.